Oh, Black Panther. We come from a black ass city, black magic. Elegant past the test, black magic. We give you something to believe in. We give you something. We set our plans of allegiance to the capital of Egypt. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, gunshots in the middle of the night. Take a walk for a drink in a line. Better bring your fucking cousin to the fight. Type of shit that make you wanna get high. We gonna black ass today. Black magic. We give you something to believe in. We give you something. Peace, love, divine light, soul society. You are tuned in to another round of Venus Vibes, brought to you by Voices Radio, where valuable opportunities inspire collaborations to elevate soul society. I am your host, Nexus, and I'm happy to be here on another love day because Fridays are associated with the planet Venus, which is associated with love, hence Venus vibes. All right. And so this is that space where energy is intentional and the conversations are real, yet a bit more relaxed. The frequency is always elevated. And so, whether you're preparing to unwind from the weekend, you're preparing to travel, whatever the case may be, you are exactly where you are meant to be on this evening at this time. And we appreciate you for joining us. All right. And so to open up, we are going to start off with an affirmation to set the tone. And this round, our affirmation is I trust divine timing, I honor authentic connection, and I allow myself to grow through every experience. One more time, I trust divine timing, I honor authentic connection, and I allow myself to grow through every experience. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening we are joined in the studio by our brother. Let's add him to the stage, El Gerard Ali. And this brother is somebody that I've met a few years back, but recently he's been coming out. I've been seeing him more in the community, supporting the arts. He's a spiritual mind, a conversationalist, and a creator behind multiple shows on the Clubhouse platform. And so I was recently interviewed by him, and again, like I say, he's been showing mad love and support to the poetry events and other community-based events within the city. And so tonight, it's a real vibe and pleasure to have him join me here on Venus Vibes. El Gerard, how you doing,
What's
brother?
up? What's up? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How you doing? I'm doing well tonight. I'm really excited. I'm gonna let you know I'm nervous too, all at the same time. But I'm super excited. I love the connection. I love the vibe. How about that? Absolutely.
Yes. And so to get into it, for people getting to know you through this particular podcast right now or this show, if you would tell us a little bit in your own words who you are and what you represent at the core.
Well, who am I? I am formerly known as Gerard Randolph. I am now new as El Gerard Ali. At the core, I am a spiritual being having a awesome experience on earth. At the same time, I am learning a lot about self. I'm learning about people. I'm learning a lot about the world. That is a big, 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 big thing. I think a lot of us don't want to pay attention to because you see something that you might not like or may not favor, but it's very, very important. Something as small as a war 15,000 miles away is affecting us here at home. That's a big deal. You need
Mhm.
to know. I'm really keen on people knowing things, not believing or giving their opinion, but actually knowing the facts to certain things. So that's me at the core. When it comes to business, your boy is all over the place. We Need to Talk Station is a station on Clubhouse. Starting off, actually, it wasn't a station. It just started off with About Business, and About Business just one show by itself. And only thing I did was interview people with different topics. Had a bundle of 10 people at the max, all the way down to one, and we're just talking out situations. The spirit led me to expand it and grow it even bigger. That was in 2022, by the way, February to be very exact. But expanding it to a point where he told me to make it into a station. At the time, I was one person with one show, and I was like, I don't know how you get one show into a station, but we finna rock and roll. And from there, OMG, it's just been a yes after another yes after another yes after another yes. Right now, we have 15 shows Monday through Sunday. There's 15 shows going on now. And out of the 15 shows, you're talking about the average show averaging over 100 plus listeners, viewers, I'm gonna say, and listeners at each show. That's on average. So, but that's really cool to me because prior till I got a lot of no's in a lot of situations. I mean, a lot of situations. So I'm like, that's just so easy for you to do. You could just say yes. And they said no. But that came to me growing and learning
Mhm.
myself and people and learning how timing is everything, learning how not to rush, learning patience, what that is actually is, and giving myself patience to get to the next steps. So that's like the synopsis. And right now, I'll say, man, I think I got 7 businesses right now going on. We Need to Talk Station itself, Rockville Services, which we do flyers, QR codes, infomercials, banners, magnets. We do those. The network directory, the mall. The mall is a really cool spot. It's a really cool spot of We Need to Talk Station where other entrepreneurs, business owners can actually put their items and services inside of the network directory, and we run it just like Amazon does. So it is literally like an Amazon platform, multiple businesses, and I mean from credit businesses, health, wellness, hair, shoes, cosmetics. I mean, it's multiple businesses in this one site, and I'm so grateful for that one too because people said yes to that too. So that's an awesome platform. Walk by Faith Weekend. It's a 1 year event we do once a year in October, October 8th through the 11th this year. It's a speaking event, 4 day speaking event. It's a pretty powerful speaking event. We have 6 keynote speakers and we have 6 vendors that are there as well. And all of this is on Zoom. Okay. So, and the event is free. So I'm gonna drop the link. I'm on several platforms right now. I'm gonna drop it one platform and get it to the next one. But that is a one-time event and it's a free event. Only thing you have to do is just download the ticket. That's really what you got to do. Download the ticket to get access. Um, Other than that, We Need to Talk Station. A lot of people don't know do have a brick and mortar location. The brick and mortar location is actually a thrift store all the way in Pelham, Georgia, right next to Piggly Wiggly. Just can't miss, like in the middle of the whole city, where you can actually go and shop. And yes, We Need to Talk Station is a owner of this thrift store. It's a partnership where, yeah, we have vendors in there already that's already selling, doing things. We have outdoor vendors. When I say outdoor vendors, they daily vendors. And the cool thing about our outdoor vendors, they really cheap. It's really cheap. It's only $10 a day. Outdoor, $10 a day in the middle of Pelham. You gotta be seen. Okay. You can make more than $10 in Pelham. I promise you. You can make more than $10 in Pelham. So, those are our
Wow.
massive platforms that we've been, but the other two I'm gonna shout out really is the Global Network Radio. Global Media Radio Network. We just partnered with Damian Ritchie. That just gave us access to open forum to an actual radio station, online radio station, which right now is still a baby. It was just open in January, and right now they already got over 10,000 viewers viewing it right now. So that was a plus. And also Nubian Queen magazine. Nubian Queen magazine is owned by Yolanda Mitchell. Yolanda Mitchell's out of Jasper, Florida. That gives We Need to Talk Station access to a magazine platform where now we can say, hey, listen, y'all, if you want to promote yourself, not only we can put you in a magazine, we can get you on the radio, we can promote your infomercial, your flyer, and we can put you on We Need to Talk Station all at the same time. So that's the business of all of it together, knocking that out all together. Well, thank you for letting me say it.
Yes. You're doing a lot.
Tell you.
Yes. Yes. And a lot of beautiful work, right? Because we can say, "Oh, you're doing a lot," and you're really not doing nothing, but you're doing a lot of something, and it's
Absolutely.
all connected and it's all progressive, and you can see the hard work and dedication that goes into it. And because you're doing so much, right? A lot of times, well, I'm gonna get into that in a second. What is it actually that you enjoy about the work that you're doing and have been doing that makes you strive to advance and grow?
The people I meet, the people that allow me to promote them. And I say it like that because if you in the advertising, marketing, promotional world, it's a tight knit group. Not everybody's gonna want you to promote for them. Not everybody's gonna want you to market for them because most likely they probably got their own team or the specific person a look they like. But for the people that allow me to promote them, allow me to show them off or showcase them, um, for me it's an honor because they can say no easily and not trying to be funny. Helping me out is their content, right? Helping me out is
Right.
promoting them so I can show what I can do to promote them. So it's the people. It is the people that allow me to say yes. And from there, I'm like, you know what? Whatever I got to do to make this look good, I'm going to be asking opinions. I'm going to get somebody else to spell check it. Listen, I'm going to try my best to do my best and put them out there and look nice doing it at the same time.
Right. That's beautiful. And so with doing so much, right? We oftentimes, and being connected to people and so many people, a lot of times we carry a lot of things in silence. And so this is where we move into our health beat, right? And we just do a quick check-in because a lot of times we oftentimes are facing mental burnout, spiritual exhaustion, and anxiety, and not really realizing it, and not just physical tiredness, because our emotional state needs to be checked on as well. And so, with that being said, we think a lot, right? We're constantly thinking, we're constantly giving. You just said that you're hosting this amazing Walk by Faith event that's free to the public. You know, all you got to do is get the ticket, and constantly trying to stay afloat mentally so that you can provide these resources and services to other people. And a lot of times, people like ourselves who are building community spaces or holding conversations for others carry a lot of this in silence, right? And it's like, yeah, I'm good. But it's like, boy, I'm so tired. I can't wait for this event to be over with, you know? And sometimes healing starts with simple things we ignore, right? One of the most important being proper rest, sleep. It's a reason we were encouraged as children to take naps. You know what I'm saying? And as adults, guess what we still need, y'all? Naps. We still need to get our proper rest. And you know, them telling us through music like we'll sleep when we dead, team no sleep. That is not the way we should be moving out here. All right. First and foremost, limiting overstimulation from social media. One of my guests a few weeks ago, put the phone down. Don't wake up first thing in the morning, putting the phone, you know, checking how many views. I do it. You know, I fall victim to it. But that's the first step, right? To say, like, no, that's me. That's something I do. Maybe I do need to evaluate that and not do it so much. Spending time in silence. People like to think about isolation and things of that nature as a bad thing, and we're more comfortable in groups and around other people because we've not been taught that it's okay, and it's actually better for us to spend time in silence with self. And you know, it's been flipped. You know, when we think about prison, jail, and we hear that population and we see TV shows about solitary confinement, right? But they've taken something that is really meant to be beneficial to us and flipped it and given it a negative, when we think about corporal punishment. And so these are things that we should think about. Journaling, um, grounding outside in nature, walking around barefoot, you know, taking intentional breaks and moments to breathe. If you're not a smoker, but you work somewhere where they allot smoking breaks, guess what? Take your
Taking
smoker's
one.
break and go outside and just breathe.
Yes,
You feel me? Just
absolutely.
enjoy some fresh air. Get from behind the blue screen. You know, point
For
blank,
real.
period. I used to work somewhere where they gave us like a fitness hour.
Yeah, yeah,
Take advantage of the fitness hour. Sweat a
yeah,
little bit. It's okay. Use it at the end of the day. If you feel like you're gonna be a little funky, sweaty, like, but take advantage of things like this because they actually are good for us and help us to be able to reset and refocus. And so, L, because people constantly pour into others, can forget to refill. Have you personally experienced burnout from allowing yourself to be overly available,
yeah,
emotionally or spiritually?
yeah. And that's like it's for me. It became a mental thing more so than anything physical. Yeah, I'm great, but mental, just not thinking straight. Creativity is just like gone in the wind per se. It's not there, and sometimes we don't realize that's what burnout is, and we still try to force it through. Mental burnout.
Mhm.
The spiritual burnout part is you're normally is you just around a lot of people. Um, and a lot of the people may have so much negative vibes. So for me on that part, I do that one-on-one time frame. Like I work in a dentist office, my 9 to 5, right? So everybody comes in there with negative vibes. Okay. So I tend to feel it as it's coming through the door, and I feel it even stronger as I'm going to go get the patient. So I can feel how, man, I can feel how scared they are, how worried they are. They can be financially worried. I can feel that. Like, and when you're dealing with different, I'm gonna use the word entities and energies, it's very taxing. And some of these energies are really strong, and I have to spend a close contact hour with them. So that's where, man, that's the energy draining session where I do have to take that 10-minute, 5-minute gap in between patients to like release the negative energy. Luckily, I do have a lot of people who do things. They don't know what they're doing, but they're doing it anyways. They don't know they're doing it for me. And certain people, they pray. And when you do send out positive energy to the universe, it sends it directly to who you're trying to direct it to. So when people are praying or being a covering over me or speaking positive towards me, they don't really know what they're doing, but they know what they're doing, right? But they're keeping me covered with extra positive energy. That makes sense. I just
It makes a whole lot of
sometimes
sense.
sometimes people don't get it. Some people do.
Yeah, because that's kind of like what I mentioned on Monday on the We Need to Talk, when I was talking about us operating in that residual faith, right? And
Yeah,
those prayers of our elders and parents and people that came before us, because they stand still, and the
they do.
universe most definitely hears them and vibrates it back out. So for sure.
Yeah, and it's a great
So
cover.
how do you realize, or when did you learn to realize that you were actually experiencing burnout before it got too far?
This is before We Need to Talk Station ever came about. So by the time I got here in this stage, 2022, I kind of understood a lot better. I knew a lot. But prior till, I'm gonna be honest, it was with children and family. Me having children, their moms, my family, lifing throughout that time period, and trying to take upon everything. Trying to be Superman when I wasn't really ready for it, right? And I found myself a lot of times just, in a sense, blacking out. Be at the house 9 o'clock at night, and I'm doing something, and once I sit down, it's a wrap. It was like I'm asleep, and it was kind of consistent to a point where I was like, I might need to go to a doctor and figure out what's going on with me because I'm just like passing out. But man, I got set down. I had to take myself out of situations and sit down. And when I sat down and realized like being alone is something I'm already used to, and I like being alone sometimes. It just helps you think. So during this time period, I really checked myself and was like, Russ, what you got going on? Like, you tripping. Okay, what are you passing out for? And what are you doing throughout your day? And had to recap. I'm running almost like 23 hours a day. And you're talking on average like 2 weeks straight for a 6-month time period. Like, that's not healthy. That's like Walking Dead. So me like really figuring it out. And you know what's so funny? This is another thing I had to figure out. This is a time period when first time parent, right? But I was hard headed. I had multiple kids back to back, right? So it was like three, all of them under 4. So it's like, oh, it's a lot going on. And realizing like certain things I just don't have to put myself into. I don't have to be the one to take charge of it. If I wasn't told to go take charge of it, why am I taking charge of it? I just added
Mm-hmm.
something onto me that didn't even ask me to add on to it. So I found myself in those situations. I found myself hanging out with negative crowd, not necessarily like, oh, you going out in the streets and doing something crazy, but the energy is negative. The talk game is negative. The the mental state is stagnated. So it it wasn't going anywhere. And for me, as an individual, I like to grow. I like to move. I like to know. I like I like to be taught. I like to get to another area. I like to move forward. So that became really stressful, and I did not know it until like almost 6 months into it, and I had to sit myself down and really evaluate. And it came to the point where, like, bro, like you're really taking all these energies in on your own. You're doing this on your own when you don't have to. Only thing you have to do is just pay attention to your kids and yourself, and you're straight. Like, I really had to get into that because everybody else stuff may not be assigned to me, and I just can't take on assignments that are not mine. That's what drain an individual that people do all the time. Like, y'all really do take upon assignments that are not yours, and you're wondering
Mm-hmm.
why you're tired in a bunch of time frames. Like, I'm normally not tired. Well, you took that extra assignment at the job when you weren't supposed to. You just upon and took it upon
Right.
yourself and said, "I'm gonna do it." So those
Right.
are things
Right.
that, like, man, like I had to come to check mark myself because I'm like, I gotta stop it. And I know I'm a go getter, and I know I can manage my time with sleep, manage my time with rest. And during that time period, I was not doing well at all. I was doing. I felt me looking back now. I'm like, bruh, he was Walking Dead. Like, he was literally a zombie running around and just doing stuff for everybody. And that wasn't cool. It's just like, man, I'm glad I tightened up though. How
Yeah.
about
Um, so do you feel like people at this point are truly taking the time to heal, or they creating more distractions for themselves?
I'm I'm gonna use the word to say more distraction for themselves. Honestly, a lot of people don't know they need to heal. That's one of the biggest when it comes to healing, factor, trauma factor, drama factor in life. Understanding a person. Um, Probably 95% of us don't know we need to heal. Don't realize things in the past is really causing us to act this way as today. Um, and regardless of what the trauma is, some of us don't even realize it because we done buried it, put it in that black box and threw it in this, deep sea and in the
Mhm.
abyss. If you get me what I'm saying, they threw it way down there and tried to never bring it back up again. So I think they just pile more things on to cover it up. They really don't take the mental time to say what's wrong with self, to self. Like, self, you know me better than anybody else. So, self, what's wrong with me? Why am I actually acting like this? And self, since you know this, can you bring it back to my memory so I can remember what caused me to be this way? And yes,
Mm,
self will go deep diving into that abyss. It may take time, but I promise it may just happen, just randomly happen where boom, this flash happens. And once that flash happens, boom, it connects where it comes back towards you like a whole movie, and it hits you like a ton of bricks. It may not happen that day. It may take 4, 5, 6 years since you act self to transition it. But once
mhm.
it comes, it will come. But once it comes, it's going to hit like a ton of bricks. Absolutely.
Yeah. Um, and that's interesting because, we live in a technological age. Not that we haven't always been techie. But we'll just say that for the sake of
For the right now.
right. And so everybody feels connected, right? When we think about digital connections. However, what you're saying is so true. Like, we're disconnected internally. And in a world where we have so much information, not everybody has wisdom. And we're doing a lot of posting, yet we're slacking on the processing side. And so when we actually take the time to tap into the energy of our culture at the moment, right? We're seeing more conversations around spirituality, around things like we're talking about when it comes to healing, masculine and feminine energy, mental health awareness, uh, being more intentional about our living habits and self awareness and just the knowledge of self overall. But at the same time, some of it may feel authentic, while other times it's like, oh, them folks just putting on a show, right? So from your perspective, being someone that's connected on multiple platforms and outlets, and media sources in general, what is your perspective on what's happening when we think about spirituality in our culture?
Whoa, I think nobody realizes, and I'm saying nobody, the ones that not paying attention. Um, we are in the age of enlightenment. We are in the age of knowledge. And in this form of age, it does become that thing of the golden age. It becomes into or goes into a golden age. The cool thing about this time frame, the awakening of everybody, mental state,
Hmm.
and then the awakening of their spirits and their soul state. So what that happens is in this time frame, all three aligns, and it really makes us actually jump into our ancestry on accident. And our ancestors will literally just start telling us what's truth, what's not. What we will call that, most people say you woke per se. We will use that word, you woke. It give us more information than what the system is teaching, being in this age. And it's a direct connection of literally the actual physical universe that we are in this age of alignment. So downfall is for some people who say they believe in different fashions or religions. The downfall is their membership will decrease, and that's because some of their members will understand or get this enlightenment. They'll start reading the book a little bit differently. They'll start seeing things and hearing things and getting downloads on things that they never heard before. Something brought up, now it's on their live stream, it's on their social media, and they was thinking about something, now it was on their social media. It's a really cool tactic, mental state and the vibrations, the Bluetooth waves. I call them Bluetooths because everybody can understand what Bluetooth is. But it's the Bluetooth wave of machine and the machine, that we have this connection to manifest it literally real time. That what we're thinking can come on your handpiece, your hand device, your phone, and whatever social media app you're on, it will manifest of what you're thinking in your hand. So this is a Bluetooth connection that we have. So this is the cool part about this Bluetooth connection. It does happen one at a time, and this one at a time is a domino effect that to us is not like, you push down a real domino and you see them all go. It's a slower process, but the process nevertheless is happening. And in this case, this is where the powers that be is not going to relax until it is done.
Mm-hmm.
Things that we don't know, but we read all the time, is something like the Antichrist, which is so weird if you really understand words. Um, the Antichrist is supposed to happen. Like it's a must need thing to happen, because everybody thinks they're pro Christ, and you're not even technically supposed to be pro church, Nobody's supposed to be in a religion. Nobody's supposed to be in this state. And the craziest part is it's in everybody's Bible. Um, it is mentioned multiple times in multiple Bibles, Buddha, the Holy Bible, the Quran. These are the major three, right? And it's mentioned. Jesus didn't have a religion. Jesus did not say, hey, you supposed to be in a church. He just said if you gather together, that just means, shoot, you can hold hand with your son in the middle of Walmart. You a church. So it didn't matter where we're building as a business, because churches are business. And these are things that I'm just like, okay, God, universe, let's enlighten everybody. Let's read the book. Let's them give them
Mm-hmm.
a different perspective of what they're reading, and not just listening to what we would say a preacher does. Listen to a teacher instead of a preacher, because a teacher is not trying to convince you of anything. They're trying to educate you on what you're
To make
doing
you
at the
aware,
moment.
right? Knowledgeable. Yeah.
So this age of enlightenment is it's a battle. And I'm so glad people still did it before me or coming into it before me, because they set the foundation leading up to this era of Aquarius. And once you understand Aquarius is in the Bible, Aquarius is in the Holy Bible. Aquarius, I'm gonna say again, is in the Holy Bible. Leo is in the Holy Bible. I didn't make none of this up. Ram is in the Holy Bible. The goat is in the Holy Bible. I am not making none of this up. So these are just things that we have to read, understand what we're reading. You just don't read
Line
something and
upon
say, I don't know what this
line,
word means,
precept
and keep
upon
going.
precept. Right.
You got to. You got to learn the language that you're reading and know what you're reading. This enlightenment age
Right.
is
That part. That part.
it's
And
a big
concept
this enlightenment
matters,
age is a big deal.
context matters. Um, and understanding, like you said, language. And it's one thing for something to be translated, but then for it to be translated, transliterated, and like on multiple times, not just once, not just twice, and so yeah, we could definitely do a deep dive into that conversation. Nevertheless, it just goes back to what we were saying about being more focused on the internal, and when we actually sit down with ourselves and pay attention to our mental, we'll know when we're starting to experience burnout before it ever hits. Like our bodies, our minds will give us signals. Much like our spirit will let us know when we're around the wrong people, when something's about to happen. But what do we do usually? Oftentimes, ignore it, and we'll say, oh, well, something said, I felt
Oh yeah.
like, but yeah.
You ain't say nothing?
And so, and so, that too goes back into the whole support factor, right? And when we think about how religious institutions do, and the lack of support and showing up, in this day and age when it's most definitely necessary, the same way it has been for decades, when we think about what they say they represent as institutions and what the state of our communities look like. And so I know that you and your family are definitely individuals who show up and show support. And so why is physical presence and genuine support important right now, in your
It's the
perspective?
energy. It's the energy. Um, as a business owner, most people may not know this as being a consumer. As a business owner, yes, we love you buying our products. in our services. Absolutely. Thank you. But it's those moments where we can see you in person. Seeing you in person and knowingly knowing this person is so genuine. Like they took their time out of their own day, spent their own money, came out to support whatever I'm doing. It's the energy. And I want to give it back. At the same time, I want to have some fun. That was me letting my hair down, taking a break from work, doing something to relax myself, reset myself. But the showing up is a big deal. I think if a if you show up for a person that's looking for you, you absolutely made a difference for that person. At the end of the day, you really done that, and it speaks volume from that individual. But not trying to be funny, I'll be on the opposite side. I'll be like the consumer, just totally consumerish. Like I'm a fan. So that's what that was. I saw Nexus. I was like, oh man, she doing an event. My queen was like, yeah, and she doing an event with a whole production. We are the blues, and I was like, that sounds super cool. And then I seen it on Facebook, and I was like, what? They doing a spoken word and event, and they're doing artwork at the same time. Like what? Is that a plate back there? Somebody holding the plate. I'm this on the Facebook, y'all. I'm watching, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a cool event. So it was way better in person than it was seeing it on Facebook. I'm just being honest. And for me, just I'm gonna say being a spectator who pays attention to a lot of things. Um, Phenomenal production, top to bottom, and I mean top to bottom. I can't even be mad at the whole production. Like I love even the kids being around. Like yeah, it was kids around y'all, like literally running around, kids and everything, and even kids performing. And I mean little kids. I don't mean like teenagers because I had a teenager who performed, but no, not a big person. No, little people. Yeah, little people performing and singing. And just as shy as the little one was, he still stood up there and did his thing. And I just love the whole vibe. I just love the energy. It was family. That's the vibe that I have felt. It was family. So even like I said, the kids running around, it was awesome because it was family. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of the nieces and
Yeah.
nephews. It was family. So that yeah, that's why I
All
do support.
right. So I just want to tap into the comments real quick because shout out to you, Queen. Sister
Hey
Ernestine
Queen.
is definitely in the building. And she threw out some words that I always get hit with. Like, look at me right now. Somebody out there thinking it. Witch. And it's like, but it is definitely in the Bible. Discernment, divination, rituals, they are
It's in
all in the
they're all
Bible.
in
I
there.
mean,
They're
we
doing
sacrificed,
rituals,
we did
blood
sacrifices.
sacrifices.
It was all in the Bible. You're right. And
Make it up.
that scripture, Timothy 2:15, always comes to mind, right? When that type of conversation is coming up. Study to show thyself
Of
approved
approve.
is where people generally stop,
Yes,
right?
keep going.
Oh,
Gotta
study
keep
to show
going.
yourself
Gotta keep
approved.
going. Gotta keep
However,
going.
study to show yourself approved what? Unto God, a workman that needeth and not be ashamed, rightfully dividing the word of truth.
Words.
And how do you do that? If you do not divine divination, if you do not have a sense of discernment, being able to tell right from wrong, up from down, what's good, what's not, so yes, and that's the piece that we have to encourage, showing yourself approved unto God, a workman that needed not be ashamed. Because if you don't got to be ashamed when you know what you know, and you know that you know what you know.
You can't be mad. Nope. You can't be
Right.
mad at yourself at all. You can't be upset. And if anybody want to doubt you, you're going to have. Hey, listen, just pull out receipts and walk away. I mean,
Right. And with that being said, what impact do you ultimately want to leave behind at the end of the day through the work that you're doing?
ultimately, I want to leave behind love and knowledge. I want people to know. I want people to network, and I want people to love on each other. These are the things that We Need to Talk Station is pretty much based upon. And you'll be surprised most people don't know that you love them.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely love you as a genuine person and a being, despite what you look like, despite what you're wearing, despite what your background is, despite who your mama is, who your daddy is. I genuinely love you. And people don't know that. People don't know I genuinely want to see you be successful. Genuinely, like man, if you make
Mm-hmm.
$1 million and I didn't, I'm gonna be proud for you. I'm gonna still show up for you. I probably still buy you a gift too. You're worth $1 million and I'm not. I'm still probably gonna show up. I'm that genuine. And the network is genuine. The
Mm-hmm.
network is genuine, and is what the network allows us as people together. I mean, networking together allows us to be our own. Period. We're better together than we are apart. As an individual, it is harder to move a business, move a production. But if you have three, four, five, 10 people in that network, you can absolutely move that production at all ways. So I I I stand on loving, networking, and knowing, because the truth will set you free from things you think you thought you knew. It'll really set you free. It's like taking a dog collar off your neck. And not trying to be funny. It really feels like that when you start knowing things. It's like literally taking a dog collar off your neck. Absolutely.
Facts. Okay, so before we get ready to close out, if you would again tell the people how they can tune in to your clubhouse station. We need to talk station, how they can find you and find out what's upcoming, how they can get involved with the Walk by Faith uh celebration summit. Like, yeah.
So the easiest way to do it is we need to talk station.com. All spelled exactly how it sounds. Don't change any words. You can have them all lowercase, all capital. .com is what you need at the end of it. From there, it's just going to open you up to the whole massive landing page where you can actually select on what you want to do. You can see We Didn't Talk Station, the actual clubhouse link is actually the very first one. When you click it, it gets you straight to the station itself. Not my personal profile, no. It gets you actually to We Didn't Talk Station itself. From there, you can jump in the network directory, get to the whole entire mall. Broadville services, see the services we provide, and you can get your tickets on we need to talk station.com for a Walk by Faith weekend. Oh, just letting you know too, free tickets, you can be free tickets, but we are taking sponsorships, and the sponsorships when you go to we need to talk station.com is also there as well. So we need to talk station.com get you to everything. Or if you want to, you can hashtag it, you can Google it, you can YouTube, Facebook it. We need to talk station.com. I will be the only station.com or the only station of We Need to Talk.
Okay, that sounds like a winner. And so, final words of motivation and encouragement for those listening.
Final words will be continue to walk in your faith because your faith is going to lead you to knowing some things you did not know. So continue to walk, continue to walk.
That's love. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another Venus Vibes experience. Thank you so much to our brother El Gerard Ali for coming through and showing us love on this Friday.
Absolutely.
Venus Vibes is all about us staying intentional and keeping the frequency high. Remember to protect your peace, honor your growth, and stay aligned to what feeds your spirit. Until next time, I am Nexus. Remember to get out and vote, y'all. I'm not telling you who to vote for, but I am telling you to make an informed decision when you go to the polls. Voting is Tuesday the 19th. So get out, encourage somebody else to do the same. Until then, peace, love, divine light. Thank you.
This is one that's not mine. This is Be Thankful by William Devon. The theme of this weekend, this year, this month, this lifetime is gratitude. It's so, so, so important to create anything you want to see in this life. And I get schooled on gratitude over and fucking over again. I think I know something about it and I always have something new to learn. So let's do this together, y'all. A great big Cadillac against a white wall, TV antennas in the back. You might not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful.